This is a mama turtle that I found laying eggs in my backyard, and if you watch her real close, you can see her using her back legs to dig dirt out and put it to the side so she has a spot to lay her eggs. All that mud is actually pee. She pees a whole bunch to make it really muddy and soft so that she can dig a spot out for her babies. I stood by her and watched her lay her eggs because we have a dog that likes to bark at turtles, and I really didn't want her being disturbed by a dog coming and barking in her face. But most of the time when turtles lay eggs, it seems like they go into like a trance-like state and they aren't really bothered too much by things around them. This turtle has actually been coming back to this exact same spot to lay eggs for many, many years. I've seen her before, and I've actually helped her babies hatch and find their way to the lake. Not last year, but the year before, she laid eggs and unfortunately they did not hatch. It was kind of a bummer. But she didn't give up. She's come back year after year to lay eggs in this exact same spot. And if you ever see a turtle on the road, that's probably what they're doing. They're trying to go to find the perfect spot to lay eggs, because turtles go back to the exact same spot every single year to lay their eggs. Another really fun fact is every single turtle in this clutch of eggs is going to be the same gender, because turtles' genders are decided by the temperature of the ground in which they gestated in. When baby turtles are born, they have what's known as an egg tooth on the very tip of their nose, and they use that to break out of the egg. After a couple of days or weeks, the egg tooth falls off. Another really fun fact is when baby turtles first hatch, their shells are a little bit soft. So you want to be really careful if you ever see a freshly hatched baby turtle. Try not to squeeze their shell too much if you do want to pick them up. But I suggest leaving them alone and letting them go on their adventure to find their way to the lake. These turtles are painted turtles, and they're very abundant in my area. And we actually live right on a lake, so I know exactly where her home is. Painted turtles are some of the most colorful turtles found in North America. If you live in Minnesota or anywhere up north, you'll probably see them basking on logs or on top of rocks, and they skitter away when you get close. Painted turtles are actually very social creatures. If you ever see them basking on rocks, you'll probably see them in a group, and sometimes they're stacked on top of each other. Painted turtles hibernate in the winter by digging really deep into the mud. That's why sometimes they are referred to as mud turtles, but painted turtles and mud turtles are actually very different turtles. Turtles learn how to hibernate their very first winter. So if you ever have a turtle in captivity and it has not experienced a winter, if you release it into the wild, it will die. So if you ever have a turtle that you can no longer care for, it's best to find it a new home, because releasing it into the wild is a death sentence. When this mama is done laying eggs, she's going to use her back feet to cover up the eggs, and she's going to leave them, and she's not going to come back until next year. When the babies hatch, they are on their own. A lot of the babies will not make it to the lake because they are so tiny. They are the perfect snack for birds and other animals in the area. And for the ones that do make it to the lake, have a whole new set of obstacles to overcome. So when you see an adult turtle, just know it took them a lot to get to where they are right now. Come back in about 3 weeks to watch these guys hatch.